Hello everyone, and today I have two really awesome Lancias from Tarmac Works of all people. So Tarmac Works apparently has recently acquired the licenses to Lancia, but so far these are the only two Lancias they put out on the same car, the Rally 037. A lovely car, honestly my favorite looking car in existence, so I think I'm really happy and I ordered both of them, and these are the two versions that have come out. So I'm going to take a quick look at the packaging first because it is slightly different from the usual packaging. So this is the first one that came out for the Safari Rally of 1984. So this is an interesting one. It's not from like a normal World Rally Championship race. And by the way, they have these kind of outside cardboard box. So Tarmac Work does this, and Hobby64 also has a very similar box style to more premium stuff. For example, the Lunar New Year Liberty Walk 911, they also have it for their resin 164 models. But inside, this is what I would presume to be a regular size Tarmac Works box, and there's a sleeve. You know, like your standard stuff, right? The plastic insert here, obviously, it's free floating around, so it's going a little bit all over the place. Very nice deco. Doesn't exactly say Martini on the base, but you get the idea, right? 037 Safari Rally 1984. And there's a separate piece of plastic to help keep the rear hatch in place, which we'll take a look at. So we do have some water slide decals right here, so presumably for let me just take it out actually. Okay, yeah, so Marlboro stickers, you can't really have them on a toy in a lot of places. And also, this is interesting. I'm not really sure what it is. I would guess it's something to hold the rear hatch open, but I don't know. There's another one in the other one as well, and I'll take a look at that one. So here's the box, and this one again, Tarmac Works. Their Hobby64 come with these kind of collector cards. This is number 3737. Oh, I didn't realize this one actually has the name of the drivers. I don't think it's anywhere else. Mark Allen and Ika Kivimaki. Not really sure how to pronounce it, but 3737. Oh, which is kind of cool for 037, right? Anyway, it doesn't really tell you a lot when you don't really know how many are made in total. But presumably under 10K, if that's the case, right? Because they're only 4 digits, but who knows? Very nice illustration of the car in front. Yeah. And pretty much the same thing for this one. I think this is a little bit more exclusive release. But it's the exact same thing, although the color's a little bit changed. And let me take out this. So because this is a test car, there's not, I guess, no Marlboro stickers on it. So you don't need to do that. But they do come with this, I think, tool as well, so we'll take a look, but no guarantees. I'll figure out how to use it. Or nah, it's not an antenna. Can't be, but anyway. All right, but enough with the packaging. Let's take a look at the cars themselves. So first of all, this one from 1984 Safari Rally. Sorry, not 64, 84. So number 7, you can see yeah, fantastic details all around. You can see all of these, I think, are these prints or are they stickers? I think a lot of them are decal works, which makes sense if, makes sense for, like race cars, right? Because these would be actual decal stickers applied to them in real life as well. But again, if you want to collect these models, it will be very difficult in the long run. I think there's a bit of a paint issue right here, yeah. You got those rally style lights, a lot of them great, and a little bit of an extra protection at the front. A spare tire on top as well, so yeah, probably for a longer race than normal rally rounds, rally stages. Really good. Metal body, plastic chassis, and you can see there is a bit of a panel gap here. You can tell, but it's not, like, as far as 1/64 scale is concerned, it's not bad. Like, it cuts off the Martini, but they all line up, right? So in comparison to the Tarmac Limited Vintage Countach doors, this actually lines up very well, even though it definitely has more of a panel gap. And this is the rear Lancia Martini lights. You can see a little bit of connecting points between here and the sprue, so it's not perfectly cut, and you can see here as well, it's not perfectly round, but it's not bad again. Don't really see much of the mesh, but there is texture to this. Not super. Is there texture to this? Yeah, there is texture to it, but not super deep. Yeah, you can see it better with the lights. The mud flaps are a bit of a hard plastic, but they're separate pieces, and you can open up the hatch to see the engine, which is obviously the most important and the coolest part of this. So this is not just Hobby64, but Hobby64 Plus, so showcasing moving parts, presumably a little bit more than a usual Hobby64, but this is the first one ever released. Is there a place to actually prop this open? There probably is, but I'm not sure exactly where. So yeah, I'm not really gonna do that. So I still can't be sure what this is for exactly, unfortunately. But I'll keep it just in case I figure it out one of those days. So you can see here the oh, I was about to say the Dino engine. This is not the Dino engine, right? Because the Stratos use the four-cylinder Dino engine that yeah, Dino. So Ferrari supply. But this one is not. This is a Fiat engine of some description. Is it a 4-cylinder or is it a 6-cylinder? I don't remember. Actually, it's a Dino. It's a V6, right? So it's a Fiat engine, but I don't remember which exactly. I'll probably add it into the subtitles. And you can see the spring suspension on both sides as well. So this is really, really good work in the engine. Obviously, you can't see it much, right? And again, presumably the metal pieces to prop it open, but this like on its own falls off pretty easily. So you want to be careful with that, because I'm afraid like just smashing down on it probably will damage it or something like that. But yeah, and there's a spare tire on the top, which obviously you can clearly see, so you don't really need me explaining. All of these lights in the front are lens, which is fantastic. And here's the bottom. You can see a fairly detailed bottom and a little bit of painting. You can see the bottoms, the suspension a little bit better. Tarmac works, and here you can see 164 Lancia 037 made in China, and 3-point for the screws, one at the front and 2 at the back, because you can't really put it through here and add an actual pillar, right, because of the moving parts. So overall, very, very awesome. And 2 reflectors on the front as well. The mirrors are hard plastic, which I appreciate. I don't love the I understand why Mini GT does their soft rubber ones, but I just prefer hard plastic. It's a little bit harder to bend. It's a little bit harder to have defects. So great. Although yeah, why don't they do like a Rally Monte Carlo one? I'm not quite sure why would they choose to start with a Safari Rally, but yeah, it's good, you know. So it is a little bit uneven, but like not horribly so. And front wheels, you can see, don't really roll. Rear wheels don't really roll. So there's that. And this one, so first of all, the big difference you can see is, well, color, right? So this one comes with a lovely red color, which is rare, obviously. Not the Martini racing we see most of the time. Although I think Brabham in Formula One has raced in red, which is really cool. Doesn't have the rally lights at the front, doesn't have the extra protective hoops, whatever whatchamacallit. Doesn't have the reflectors right here, doesn't have the rack for the spare tire. It's a test cart, right? So it doesn't need all that, I understand. And also comes with an antenna, which is already installed. Presumably it's glued in, right? Yeah, because so it doesn't fall off, but mostly it's the same. But I prefer it without the lights at the front, because it showcases the what I love about the cars, the styling. This is you can see here, right? It's a Pininfarina style car, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the shaping of it, although it is based on the Lancia Beta, right? So first of all, well, you can see the wheels roll a little bit, so I'll get to that in a little bit. Pirelli tires and Pirelli logo, Martini logos all over the place, right? Bilstein. And again, you can easily see the edges of the water slide decals, sorry, It's not exactly watercolor. So yeah, these things you got to be careful of, especially if you live in like a hot, humid area. Hard plastic mirrors that are lensed, and yeah, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I think this is from 1985, if I remember correctly. A lot of the research I did, not a ton of information, and all of the other test cars I found mostly are just, other models, so I can't be 100% sure. Let's see, try to get this to focus a little bit. And again, I think they're pretty much the exact same engine details. And again, what did I do? I think it came a little loose, but not bad. I probably shouldn't have touched it. But yeah, that's gonna be something you want to be careful of, right? It's probably okay. And it's just, no, I'm gonna have to glue it back. So be careful with that. Don't touch the mirrors unless you absolutely, just don't. But despite that, I think overall it's a very, okay, yeah. Sorry, I have glue. I can do that. Pretty much the exact same details on the underside as well. All the 3 screws, exactly the same casting. This is very cool. Yeah, so I think this is a great pair to get. Be careful because these are not designed to be toys. These are models. Yeah, so it's not broken or anything. And this gives you a little bit better idea to how these things are assembled. There is a hole in there. I think what I'm gonna do is like, and it actually goes through as well. So I think I'm just gonna very carefully apply a little bit of glue to the inside of this hole and push this in and trying to make sure it's aligned. And I hope I don't lose this, or is this, I think this, I'm gonna have to assume this thing was glued at one point, right? Because I do see like colorations, I think. Yeah, you can see a little bit of red on this side, but doesn't show up well in here. So it'll be fine. I'll just have to glue it back. But yeah, be very careful. But overall, still, I think these 2 cars are fantastic models from Tarmac Works. Definitely worth it. Yeah, and yay. So and by the way, compared to a Lancia Delta that I also got recently from Mini GT, you can see the transition from the 037 to the Delta. Obviously, the Delta S4 is missing in between, so transition from Group B to Group A. Yeah, really, really cool cars, and I'll feature a video on the Delta as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again, and I'll have to glue this thing back. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.